Nick Ferrari has criticised Labour Party MP Rachel Reeves over her alleged lies as he hosted his LBC show on Monday, December 1. The Chancellor is currently facing multiple accusations of misleading the public before delivering her divisive budget last week. The Express.co.uk columnist shared, "The hits keep on coming," as he read through newspaper headlines, all of which blasted Reeves for her Tuesday, November 4, pre-budget news conference. It was during this speech that Reeves discussed productivity, which is a measure of the economy's output per hour worked, and how it impacted the numbers, spreadsheets, and therefore the calculations and trade-offs she would have to make. In isolation, she claimed this would make things tougher for everyone. However, what was not mentioned is that tax receipts were much better than expected and more than offset the reduction in productivity growth. Reeves said the OBR figures were clear that there had been less fiscal space than there was and that she had been upfront about her decision-making. However, Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch reiterated her call for the Chancellor to resign. When pressed on the issue on BBC One's Sunday with Laura Quainsberg, Reeves said she did not accept she had been misleading. Badenoch, also appearing on the programme, said she was not satisfied with the Chancellor's denial, however. The Conservatives have accused the Chancellor of giving an overly pessimistic impression of the public finances as a smokescreen to justify tax increases, with Badenoch claiming Reeves had lied to the public. Reeves explained that, despite what critics were saying, "I didn't have an extra £4 billion to play with, but instead that the OBR figures had been downgraded from £9.9 billion headroom in spring to £4.2 billion in the autumn." Headroom refers to the amount of money left over after the government meets its expected budget costs under its own fiscal rules, providing a financial buffer for unexpected expenses. Taking questions from the press on Monday, Keir Starmer was directly asked by a BBC reporter if Reeves misled the public by refusing to be candid about what she knew in her statements ahead of the budget. The Prime Minister shared that, ahead of the budget, an OBR review showed that there would be £16 billion less than previously estimated. He added that the government had made commitments to protect the NHS and public services, cut borrowing costs and improve the cost of living. Therefore, against that backdrop, it was inevitable that we would have to raise revenue. So there was no misleading there, Starmer stated.